What's going on, world? Welcome to my podcast. It's just different with Ty, where I talk about sports, social, political issues, you name it, everything under the sun. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Leave all comment section below. Hit the notification bell so you can get updated on the latest newest videos. And if you want to come on here and have a debate with me, I may entertain it, pending what it is, but you better know what you're talking about because I ain't gonna play no games with you. Now, I know you guys seen the title. Let me explain first before you start going in on me, all right? So let's get into it.
Welcome to It's Just Different with your host, Ty.
All right, so we here. How y'all doing? All right. So this is gonna be my issue with reparations for black people. All right. Now, as a black man, I'm 10,000% down for, and I feel that black people definitely should get reparations as long past due. If you looked at any of my videos talking about other my past videos on reparations, you can see I'm down for the cause. I'm talking about this in the sense of not that this is an issue that I have, because I definitely don't have no issue of me and my peoples getting our just due. It's been long overdue plus some. I'm talking about what I feel may be an issue with the language. Once when it's said and done, if the lawmakers actually decide to give black people reparations, I'm not sure it's really going to be in the best interest for us. And I feel the language is going to be, there's going to be flaky. It's going to be a loophole somewhere where it's going to, where this is going to be something that doesn't benefit only black people, and that's why I'm saying my issue, because I feel like this is coming. So I'm being a psychic in a sense, and and hopefully it doesn't. Like I said, hopefully it doesn't happen. But given the country's history, we know how they are when it comes with black people. They don't want to act right. We got to go through a whole thing to try to get just a little bit. So when I'm talking about my issue with reparations for black people, I'm talking about once when it's said and done, how I believe this may not just benefit only black people. It's going to be something in there where it's going to be a multicultural thing. And that's going to be my issue. So I'm already, again, so I just want to make that clear before y'all, like I said, went down, just started coming at me, calling me a sellout and self-hatred black man. And all like, nah, I'm down for the cause, 10 toes down. I check my resume. But I'm just saying, if this was to happen, because I still believe that this is just a plot by the Democratic Party to just try to get black people an emotional attachment to get votes for the next election. That's what I believe. But we'll see. Okay. So my thing is, or my issue is going to be, or if there was an issue, my issue is going to be with this reparation package. I mean, to say who gets it, obviously it's for black people, right? In America, whose ancestors went through, who were enslaved in this country, forced into slavery in this country, kidnapped, and from Africa and forced into slavery in this country. And I asked the simple, just seeing how things are. It sounds easy to say who's entitled to this, which should be black people, but because the world we live in now, is there going to be something in there in the language that says, if you identify as African American, you can, is that a requirement? Because we're in this world now where people can identify as anything, and now you might have white people and Asian people or Hispanic people that's gonna say, yo, nah, I identify as black. And then now there's some type of loophole in there that allows them to try to get, if not all of the benefits of this reparation package, but some of it. I'm just saying, again, this is why I'm saying this is one of my issue, right? Just in case if that was to happen. Again, so I'm pretty sure though there are dedicated, loyal black people that are seeing that the wording is correct, but nevertheless, there's always one or two that's going to be allowed to be swayed by the government, and that's going to be the other thing. What is there someone on this panel? Because I don't really know who's on these panels when you read stuff in New York, San Francisco, and now just California as a whole. Who's really on these panels? And is there someone on that panel, a black person on that panel that's um, pushing an agenda or being planted there, you know, by the government to say, hey, let's make this a minority thing again. And now, you're dealing with women and, white people could get it, Asian people can get it, and this and that. And all, again, I don't know. This is just again, man, it's just looking at it, looking at the history of America and how they do things when it pertains to black people. But another loophole, or not a loophole, but another thing that I want to point out from a historical standpoint when you're dealing with reparations, just look at the Native Americans, right? And when they lost their land to the Europeans, right? And during an act, which I'm going to read off, you know how I do. I'm gonna post a link. There's like two different articles that I'm gonna post a link to in the video, and I'm gonna read off, the title and a few other things because I feel this may happen as well, or as something that they might try to throw in as well with black people as it pertains to reparation. But I just want to put this out there. The dolls rolls. If you don't know nothing about that, do your research, check on that. This was a law that was passed in 1887 by the president then. I can't remember who was president then, but this was the government trying to make right, acting like they was trying to make right, and trying to give the Native Americans back some of their land after they stole their land here in America. So I want to read off one of the articles from IndianCountryToday.com, and the title was Paying to Play Indian, the Dolls Rolls and the Legacy of the $5 Indians. Now, I don't know if you guys heard of the $5 Indians, but where I'm from, I've heard of it. It was I really didn't, as a kid growing up, I really didn't know the history behind it, but I would hear it a lot, the $5 Indians and whatever have you. And, just it was a false, from what I was told then and what I know now, was just two totally different things, what the $5 Indians were. As I started getting older and started doing history, and I started having a better idea of what it actually was. So that's the title. And I'm gonna go on to read a little bit more. And it says, it may be fashionable to play Indian now, but it was also trendy 125 years ago when people, that means white people, paid $5 a piece for falsified documents declaring them native on the dolls rolls. These so-called $5 Indians paid government agents under the table in order to reap the benefits that came with Indian blood. Mainly white men with an appetite for land paid $5 to get on the registry of the dolls rolls, earning fraudulent enrollment in tribes along with benefits inherited by generations to come. And at that time, a professor, Gregory Smitheries, a professor at Virginia Commonwealth University, said these people, again white people, who were more than happy to exploit the dolls commission and government agents for $5 were willing to turn a blind eye to the graft and corruption. And there's another site which is mwmblog.com. It talks about how this law was passed, and they talked about the U.S. government came up with the idea of a blood quantum law to determine who and who were not Native Americans. Again, it says because of the Dolls Act, Native Americans owned land decreased from 138 million acres in 1887 to 48 million acres in 1934. 90,000 Native Americans were made landless. So a lot of these Native Americans, there was the 5 tribes, right, that the government wanted to try to make right with and give them some type of allotment. And again, you had white people that were paying the government officials to say, "Hey, I'm Native American. I'm gonna pay you $5 to get on here," and blah blah blah. And during this whole blood, from my understanding, and people correct me if I'm wrong, this whole this blood quantum law, a lot of the Native Americans didn't believe, rightfully so, in the government to even partake in a lot of this. So a lot of them were kicked off their land and they lost their land. And a lot of these Europeans that paid to get on this list, now their families and families are generational wealth. They are still making money off of pretending to be an Indian, a Native American, which is crazy. So I say that to say that I hope something like this does not happen with this whole reparation package for Black people, where there's going to be some type of law or whatever have you. And I'm trying to figure out how are they going to truly determine who's, one of the questions I was asked, how are they going to be able to determine who's actually Black and who's not? What are they? Again, it's so new. So many questions are going on, and who's a descendant from Africans that were enslaved here in America. You know, what is going to be the law? What is there a percentage of Blackness you got to be? How is all this done? I have no idea. Like I said, I'm learning every day, just like the next person is that's interested in this and want to see Black people rightfully get reparations. You know, but I just know from things like this, you know, the dolls rolls and other different things, how when it comes to the government making it seem like they want to do something right by the people, or the people who they colonized and killed and whatever have you and stole their land, it's never like that. There's always a loophole or a hidden agenda somewhere that I hope we are truthfully paying attention to. So that, when I say that this is my issue, is not that I have an issue with Black people getting reparations, because I have no issue with me and my peoples getting our just due. It's just the trickery that I feel that's gonna come along with it, because you know, when you know your enemy, you know your enemy. Your enemy's never gonna change. You know, it's just the time may change, the person may doing the same, but the system is always gonna be in play. So I just wanted to put that out there. And you know, again, if you guys have something to say, please put it in the comment section. Thanks for watching. It's Just Different with Ty. Again, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. With that said, peace and love, y'all.